Good evening. It's Saturday night. It is drunk pokeroo time. It is beer time. Well, when it's drunk pokeroo time, it's always beer time. Um, I told you I wanted to add another day. I don't know if Saturday's the day to be that. I work Saturdays most weeks, so it's a lot of running around when I get home. But let's try it out. Popped by Nickelbrook this week earlier. I usually stop in there once in a while. I mean, it's on my way to go out pretty much visit any brewery. It's just over the bridge there in Burlington. Nickelbrook was one of the first craft beers I tried, and I struggled with it. It was Naughty Neighbor, and I struggled. And I reviewed Naughty Neighbor in the past there, and I talked about how, I finally came around and learned how to taste beer and experience beer. And oh my God, like I love Naughty Neighbor now. It's one of my favorite beers. Headstock. I don't even want to tell you. It's one of the best IPAs in Ontario. Or anywhere in the world. I'd put it up against anybody. It's a great IPA, flavorful, not going to destroy your taste buds. Great beer. One of my favorites, usually in my fridge all the time. This one is one of the surprise beers. And I may even review that later in the week just to talk about it. You got to pick it up at the brewery. It's 11:05. It's a collaboration beer with Sawdust City. There's a whole story behind it. I'll get into that another day. But it's an Imperial Saison, and it is freaking delicious. We had it at Pokapalooza, the Pokeapocalypse, and my cousin Randy, who is not a craft beer guy, admittedly, he fell in love with it. I mean, him and I split the growler pretty much, and it's a big beer, so it wasn't something you would, pound by yourself. Certainly a slow sipper and a beauty friggin' beer, but you got to go to the brewery to get it. But tonight we're going to have something I had just before the Pokeapocalypse, but I've been wanting to get it again. It's the Pilot Project beers, the Cafe del Bastardo, which I did, which was coffee overload, phenomenal beer. This is number 2, the Brett Farmhouse Saison. So with the Brett yeast, the Brettanomyces, as we've talked about before. I'm really coming to love Saisons and farmhouse ales and that kind of fruity sort of, not fruity, I don't mean like, fruit flavored. I mean like just they've got these beautiful citrus notes that just go all over the place, and they're so dang tasty. A lot of glare off my head. I see that. Saturday's Shave Your Head Day for the Pokeroo to keep me looking beautiful for the public when I go out there to do my customer service work. So to wrap my boys, finishing the season tonight, dead last in the NHL. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your Toronto Maple Leafs. They may not be your cup of tea. Heck, they're barely my cup of tea sometimes, but you got to stay with who you love. No Canadian teams in the playoffs this year. That's terrible. Next year. Wait till next year. Welcome to the club, Montreal. All right, guys, you know what? Time to drink some darn beer, so let's get into this. Growler again. I love a growler. Especially with something like this. It's only 5.8% ABV, so it's not a huge beer. Look at that. I mean, it's just gorgeous color. Nice little white head. I didn't pour too fast. I didn't want a huge head on it. You can get, it'll fluff up, for sure. But it's got a great color to it. Look at that. Crisp and clear and just a nice straw. There's that orangey, saison-y, Belgian-y, if you will, smell. There's some banana sneaking in there. It's great. And again, not something I would have done. Even 6 months ago, I couldn't wrap my head around them. And now I'm like, boom, Nickelbrook. So many good Saisons out there. Block 3, we did that last week. I mean, it's something you have to explore and get into. But, let's get into this one because that's just smells delicious. Cheers. Again, I keep saying it. That's a great beer. And I have so many of them. They're always good. I mean, this is why I want to talk about this one. And you should go to the brewery and get some. Or at least go and try it. Get a half pint or whatever it is they serve. A taste of it, or even just get a taster of it just to try it. So it's Saison-y, which means you get that sort of citrusy lemon zest, some banana notes, orange peel, But then there's that orange coriander, that spiciness, that spicy peppery note at the back, and like I get like a warm feeling in my mouth, and in my belly. And it's only 5.8%, so it's not a huge bomber. It's just a tasty dang beer. Yeah, like it's crisp. It's very crisp, clean flavor up front. Most farmhouse ales will be very citrusy, very, I would say, bright tasting. I don't know if I can explain that to you, but it feels bright. Like a stout's a dark beer, and it feels dark and strong. And this is kind of light and pushing me to the spring. There's a little bit of sour, and we were talking about it when I stopped in Nickelbrook, and I ended up staying there for like half an hour just shooting the breeze about craft beer and different things we're doing. It called it like a baby sour. That was and it's a great description. It's not massively sour, but there's a definitive sour note to it, which I love, and I think we're going to start seeing more of it in Canada. I know in the States, sour beers have been all the rage for quite some time. We're generally a little bit behind that, I mean, our craft beer industry is growing by leaps and bounds, and I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. There's nothing from anywhere in the world that I can't find something in Canada that is its equivalent or better. I absolutely believe that in any style of beer, I will find you a beer in this country and in this province, and heck, even in the GTA, that will match it. Okay, I mean, we all have our favorite beers, and I've got mine, you've got yours, but don't sell anything short because it's not a well-known name or it's not a big brewery. I mean, get into the small ones. We talked about this. Nickelbrook, man, these guys do solid stuff all the time. They do it so well. I mean, fabulous, fabulous stuff. So anyways, brewery only. Get in your car, take public transit, get down there, get some of this Farmhouse Saison in you because it's freaking tasty. And it's a nice, refreshing beer to start the day with, start the evening with. I don't mean start the morning with. That'd be a little silly. Great, though, wouldn't it? Just have a beer in the morning. Well, anyways, I digress. But, it's a nice start to my evening. And it's not overpowering flavor-wise. It's very, very dry, peppery on the back end, which is, again, something I never thought I'd like in a beer. A dry, peppery, lemony, orange, lemony zest, orangey. Yeah, it's great. So if it's not your style, go try it. It'll help you because with this kind of stuff, that funky Brettness is just starting to settle in on my taste buds now, and I freaking love it. It's fantastic. Whew. That's fantastic. That's all day long. That is a fun beer to drink and a fun beer to share. I bought the growler to share it. Not going to drink it all by myself. I'm going to share it out with my friends and family. 99th anniversary of the Battle of Vimy Ridge. Family that fought in that battle. It was a defining moment for Canada. I mean, it's 99 years ago, so I don't even know if they teach it in school anymore, which would be terribly sad. I hope they do. I'm old, so I don't know if they teach it in school. I haven't been to school in a long time. But, it was a defining moment. It sort of set us apart from the British Empire. We took a hill that had cost the French over 100,000 casualties. So we lost 3,600 men, I think 10,000 injured. It was a heavy price to pay, but it defined Canada as an independent and strong nation that stood on her own. So, if you want a reason to raise your glass tonight and you're a Canadian, why not raise it to the men and women of the armed forces? They do the stuff we can't do. And they're out there in the world, Hey, listen, I rep local beer because I'm a fat guy who loves beer. But, they're repping Canada, and they do our reputation right. So tonight, I'll honor them. I've got friends in the military, people I've known, family who've been in the military. Both my grandfathers served, great-grandfathers. But raise a glass to the veterans. Thank you for all you do. It's not just November 11th. It's every day we're thankful for you. Cheers to Nickelbrook. Got a new shirt. Pretty sure Mrs. Poker was going to steal it. But that's okay. She looks really good in them anyway. She's got better curves than I do. But, hey guys, have a great Saturday night. I'll see you on Tuesday. Go visit your local brewery. Get off your duff. Cheers. I tell ya. Oh, yeah.